Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. And now, celebrating 15 years of broadcasting, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, whether you're tuning in on the radio dial here in Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM or WYADonline.com. We're glad you all could join us once again. Also, those tuning in through our online affiliates around the world, we're glad you all could join us as well. Our next guest you all have gotten to know and love from the hit show on CBS, Young and the Restless, as Esther. But Kate Linder is an individual who's been able to do what she loves not only with that show, but also to use her platform to raise awareness for causes that matter to her. This year is a big one for her as well, as she's celebrating a new movie called Dead Love that I had a chance to see, and I'll let you all know how you can see it for yourself. She also has a big event that she's doing as well when it comes to her fundraising. But Ms. Linder, hello to you and welcome to the program.
Hi, Cyrus. It's so nice to be here with all of you.
Well, look, the pleasure is definitely all mine. I want to begin by talking about this career because I was kind of joking with you before we began the segment saying, you know, we've gotten to know you as this sweet Esther on The Young and the Restless. I remember watching Young and the Restless with my grandmother, years ago. My mother still is a very big fan of the show, as or a lot of people here in the South and beyond. What has that been like for you, Ms. Linder, to be able to go from that to now this horror movie, Dead Love?
Well, I of course, am so very proud of The Young and the Restless, and in April I celebrated my 36th anniversary with the show. So, of course, I'm so honored to be part of that. And Dead Love it's really interesting because, as you said, it is extremely different from Esther, the role I play. Katrina, she's an amazing human being, but I like doing other things. Since I have played Esther for so long, and I love doing independent features. And in fact, I just finished doing a play here in Los Angeles called Desperately Seeking Love that was very well received as well. And I just think it's really good to being an actress. I still feel it's important to practice your craft, and I still go to class. Even after all these years, I still go to my acting class and my voice lessons. I'm a dancer, so I'm still in the dance studio, my dance lessons. So I think it's all about the work and all about moving forward and just doing the best you can.
Right. Now, you mentioned celebrating 36 years. Congratulations to you on that with The Young and the Restless this year. What was it that led you to acting in the first place? Because, I think this will be interesting for our audience who may not know the backstory. What is it that made you say that acting was something you wanted to do?
It's a really interesting question because most little girls want to be, they want to be nurses, they want to be mothers, they want to be flight attendants, they want to be anything like that. And I always told my parents I want to be an actress. That's all I wanted to be. And I think they said, oh, great. They at that time, too, things were very different. They didn't really know how to handle that for me. I mean, they gave me all the lessons, the dance lessons and the piano lessons, and they were always extremely supportive. They came to every play I ever did. They seen everything. But, there wasn't anyone in my family that was in the business. And so I've always just taken, I feel like I take one step forward and 10 steps back, and I just keep working at it. So, but that's something I've always wanted to do.
Yeah. Well, and you've been able to do it, as you said, even with this particular show, 36 years, and the powerhouse that, Young and the Restless has been for CBS has been truly amazing. I mentioned, though, one of the things I had to talk to you about, though, because it's something that's a big part of our program here, Ms. Linder, and that is the fact that it's not just about you. You may have had this aspiration even growing up of being an actress, but you definitely don't do it just for yourself. You've been able to be a part of some great causes along the way. Why was that important for you to do, to use your spotlight spotlight, to use your profile to be able to raise awareness for different causes?
Well, Cyrus, I just think that, I can't speak for everyone, but for me, it is not only my duty, it is my responsibility, but more than anything, it is my privilege to be able to give back. Because, like I said, I had really no help in this business, or starting out and feel like I go forward and then backwards. And I thought, if I can even help one person, that's something that I need to do. And so I'm so grateful to the Young and the Restless because of them, I have been able to give back. And with being honored with a star on the Walk of Fame as well, that has allowed me, the visibility that I'm able to give back. And so I've been celebrity spokesperson for the ALS Association for over 10 years. I just was Grand Marshal in a parade in a walk for lupus. And I do these 3 teas a year in Canada, one in Vancouver for the Canucks for cancer, and I have one coming up December 2nd in Toronto for March of Dimes, and I do one in April in Calgary also for March of Dimes. And I'm so honored that I am able to help, even if it's for a very little bit. I remember actually there was I received a letter, this was years ago, at the studio, and it was from this woman, and she said her sister was really ill, and would I be able to send a picture, to her. And by the time I received the letter and everything, I thought, oh my gosh, I don't know if this is going to reach her in time. So this is years ago, before, internet,
email, right,
phones and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And so she was in Smith City, Kansas. So I called up. I was information. I was able to get her phone number. I called her and I said, this is Esther on Young and the Restless, because I thought, oh my goodness, she's not going to know who Kate Linder is. But I said, I just want to wish you a happy birthday. And she said, I can't believe this, because I've been very ill. And I said, yeah, I know that. And I listened to her and we talked for a while. Well, after that, her family was in touch with me, and they said that, the doctors couldn't believe it. I mean, her, she was better for a while. Her white count did something, or I don't know. But she unfortunately did pass away. But I kept in touch with the family for years, and saw the kids grow up and everything. And so for me, to be able to help her for just make her feel better for just 5 minutes.
Right.
I mean, how can I not do that?
Yeah.
And so that's what it's been about for me, and I'm so privileged and honored that I'm able to do that.
Well, I know others are as well, Ms. Linder, and I'm glad that you're able to do that and continue to do it even as this year wraps up and going into next year. I want to say, for those who are just tuning in, either on the radio side or online, you're listening to Conversations Live. We're excited to welcome actress Kate Linder to our program today. She's an individual a lot of you have gotten to know as Esther Valentine on the hit show on CBS, Young and the Restless, but also she's a star of one of the new projects that's out this year on video on demand called Dead Love. So how did you first hear about Dead Love?
Well, this is another interesting story, because Manny Isa wrote this, and I actually first met him because I did a table read for another film that I was so honored to be part of called The Charnel House, which is also out now, and it's in this genre as well. And so that's how I met him. And so we just connected. He's such a great guy and a brilliant writer, and he was doing this film, Dead Love, and he actually wrote this role for me.
Oh, wow.
So I was just going, my goodness, I had never had a role written for me before, and because, like you said, it is so different. I mean, he's about as opposite as you can get from Esther. And so I was really thrilled to do it, and I've never done anything in this genre before.
Yeah. In
the horror film, and now here I've got 2 out there. But then look at Jamie Lee Curtis. I mean, she's got Halloween, and that you listen to her speak, and she said she owes everything to the first Halloween. It really made her career. So I find it very interesting, and for me, I just want, whether the film is out there or whatever it is, or how you feel about horror films, or it's just that, I just want to make my role as believable so that it's believable.
Yeah.
For you.
And it's a powerful film. I'm not a big horror fan.
I wasn't either.
Yeah, but I will say this: there's such, and I won't spoil it for those who haven't seen it, because we definitely want you to head over to Amazon or to one of your other streaming sites to be able to watch it. But it has some very intense moments, but it's also more of a psychological thriller for me, right? Is that one of the things also that attracted you for it, other than the role being written for you, right?
Yeah, right. Well, it did, because and also with the Charnel House as well. That's also a great film, and it has, and Manny also wrote that, and it has that psychological part of it. And so, when you look at Dead Love, you can imagine, even if you haven't seen it, it's about love, and people, try to find, love is very important for all of us.
Right.
We're human beings, and we all need that. Yeah. And people are drawn to different things for different reasons, and that's actually part of this, film as well, even though it goes in such it's out there, but as we all know. But what the best part too was when you, and I think you'll agree with me, Cyrus, when you first start watching the film, you have no idea.
Right.
It's a shocker.
Right.
It's a surprise. So that's another thing that I liked. I go, wow, I didn't see that coming.
Right.
Because sometimes when you read a script, you go, oh, I know how this is going to end.
Exactly.
But
exactly.
You don't know how this is going to end.
You don't know how it's going to end, so you have to watch it to the end. You brought up Jamie Lee Curtis. It's interesting you brought her up, because there was a question in my mind, and I hope you don't mind my asking you this, because I think, when I first mentioned that Kate Linder was coming on the program, my producer didn't know who that was, and I said Esther from Young, and he's like, oh. Of course, everyone knows who Esther is. Was that something that was a surprise for you, that you became so synonymous with this character?
Well, it was. I'll tell you when it was really a surprise. When I met someone, or someone came up to me. This was several years ago, and they looked at me and they said, "Oh my gosh, you're Kate Linder, not your Esther, but you're Kate Linder." And then it hit me. I went, "Oh my goodness,"
wow.
Because they have watched Young and the Restless for so long. And I'm, it's the number one show. It's an amazing, incredible show.
Right.
And then they know, fortunately, who Esther is. But the fact that you're right, that they put that together with who Kate Linder was.
Yeah.
So that was I'll never forget that moment.
Wow, that is powerful. Just your telling of that is powerful. I think it's so, and I've heard individuals who have been in certain roles or done certain types of roles. And they've talked about the fact that they kind of get pushed back, and that character becomes the person. But for you to be recognized as yourself, I think that is a beautiful thing. And you know what? You do so much great work as yourself, as Kate Linder, right? So it's great that people are able to recognize you. I'm sure you get this question a lot, so I definitely have to ask it, because I got it to ask to you. What advice do you give to others out there, Ms. Linder, when it comes to pursuing whatever their goal is? You knew early on that acting was going to be that thing. What advice do you give in the times that we live in today about individuals who might want to pursue acting?
Well, I call it working the program. And for me, it's you work as hard as you can. They call it show business for a reason. It is the business. It's a business, the business of show. And you have to treat it as such. So that's why I still go to class. I still, work hard. I still try to do, other parts to perfect my craft, and it's a constant work in progress. And that's why I call it working the program, because you can't really look for the end goal. If your end goal is, well, I want to be a famous actress or actor or whatever, for me, I don't think that's the right way to approach it.
Gotcha.
I think you have to just work, and you work as hard as you can, and if you keep holding that course and staying to that, things will come to you. But if you push to that end and work to that end, then you just sometimes can just push that all away.
Right.
Because that's not what it's all about.
That's powerful. And that's great advice, I think. And it's coming from someone with 36 years on the #1 show on CBS, The Young and the Restless, but also an individual who's been able to do so many other great things, including the work she's been able to do in her philanthropic efforts. And now, of course, with 2 films out, the one that I had a chance to see, Dead Love, is out now, as well as the other film you heard Ms. Linder mention as well. So I think the best place for them to find you is just your website, katelinder.com. Is that right?
Because if you go there, you'll be able to access my Instagram, my Twitter, my Facebook. You just check it. It's a place to click right there on my website. So that's the easiest way to do that. And I love hearing from people. I love the interaction, and I so love giving back. Like now we're coming up on this time of year again. Well, I always go here at the Mission. I always serve at Thanksgiving and all the holidays, and you just have to put everything in perspective and go, you know what? I'm fortunate. Life is tough now. It's hard for everyone.
Yeah.
And some people need a little more help than others at some time in their life. And I think, if we all gave back just a teeny little bit, can you imagine where we would be?
For sure. It's a great thing for us to think about, and thank you so much for setting that example. Again, everyone, Kate Linder has been our guest. KateLinder.com is the website. Dead Love is the film that I saw. Make sure you guys head over to Amazon.com or your favorite streaming platform to be able to watch it for yourself. And Ms. Linder, congratulations to you, and looking forward to our next conversation together.
Oh, I love that, Cyrus. I really enjoyed speaking with you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. If you all came in late and missed part of the conversation with Ms. Linder, don't worry. Thanks to our online friends, you all can catch the replay right after we go off the air. The link is already available through our social media sites. So head over to Facebook.com/CyrusWebb or go to Twitter.com/CyrusWebb. If you click on the link there, you can listen to the show completely for free and share with your friends from there too. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Make sure you take out time to enjoy some good music as well as a great book. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Let's make it a great one.